Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Emily and today is Monday, September 22nd. It's time to start the second book in Thistle's series. If you're new, Thistle is my lit RPG epic fantasy adventure series. I wrote book one like 2.5 years ago, completely scrapped it, rewrote it a couple months ago. Just finished doing a first editing pass on it. Gotta set that aside, still kind of rough, but it's all in place. Like the world building, as far as I know at this point, is all in place. When I write books 2 and 3, will that inevitably change? Yes. But we only know that by drafting books 2 and 3. So we're gonna start book 2, finally. I kind of have a schedule for this series because I have it booked with my editor and I have a release schedule that I would like to stick to next year. So I'd like to get book 2 done by December, which seems reasonable. 3 months plus like a week. Reasonable. We'll see how it goes though. Book 1 was a little bit, I had the roadmap to it because it was a rewrite. This, I don't know what I'm doing. I have a pretty decent outline and I know like the second 2/3 of the book really well. That first 1/3, I feel like I might struggle through the first 1/3 for like a month or two and then just zoom through the rest of the book, but we'll see how it goes. But it's a new week. I got, Kickstarter stuff to organize. Actually, now that most of those campaigns are over, I'm not gonna be swamped for a little while. So I might outline more of Thistle 2, just take some time, try to mentally organize that book in my brain. Not only do we get to start book 2, we just get to start a new book, which is the best part. Starting a new book is a tie for getting to write like the scenes that you've really been looking forward to, so. Which there's a lot of those in book 2. I got a lot of cool stuff planned for book 2. Time to make some to-do lists, outline Thistle, maybe start writing it. We'll see. I might immediately get scared to start writing it and procrastinate for a few days. We'll try to be a responsible writer. Cheers. Book 2 has officially begun. It's Friday, September 26th. Thistle has begun. Thistle 2. Obviously. On Wednesday, I wrote the first 2,200 words on it. I feel really good about it. I love these characters. I finally get to write them in like the slightly different dynamic from book 1 to 2, because Eli's relationship with his grandson has evolved slightly, which is where like most of the conflict is. Still a lot of conflict there, but it's like an 80-20 conflict now. Is like 80% of the time Thistle is still trying to be a little turd. He's trying, but he's slowly like accepting the fact that his grandfather is not what he thought. I love these characters. I'm very happy. I didn't end up writing it yesterday because, I should explain this. I was working on doing a synopsis for Project Unicorn because I have written a query letter and I think I'm going to query it. I was considering this off and on for a while, but I was like, no, I'll just, I like self-publishing my books so much that I was like, I'll just continue to self-publish it. But I don't know, I was thinking about it and I decided, I can just write a query letter and see how it sounds. See if it even sounds, it's kind of marketable because it's a fantasy romance, but it's 58,000 words. It's from the male MC's perspective. That is not the easiest sell. But with so much of my focus going towards Thistle right now, I'm very slow with Wildcats, which was the thing I was planning on querying first. And I was like, it's just gonna sit with me for the next 6 months or so, 5 or 6 months, until I would even consider kickstarting it. And I think this book would fit traditional publishing fairly well. It's kind of an upside down fairy tale type thing. I'm gonna give it a shot. I've made a list of the top agents I would really like. I'm kind of in the weird position of I'm probably not going to talk about this until I have a definitive answer to the querying journey. I'll vlog it, but I won't, you know. You're probably not going to hear much about this for the next couple of months. I'm not even 100% sure I'm doing it. I'm in kind of a weird position where I'm just as equally happy to self-publish it, so I don't feel super desperate to get an agent, and there's a number of people that I would be very happy with. It's not a huge number, and I feel like I might be in the position where if it's a no from everybody I'm really interested in, I'll just go, okay, and I'll self-publish it. I don't know, I'm not desperate enough because I like self-publishing. That sounds bad. I don't, there's just like, I want what I want, I guess, is the real explanation here. And if I don't get what I would prefer, I'm just perfectly happy to self-publish it, because I'm always on the fence on whether I ever want to go the traditional publishing route in the first place. So I'm considering stuff. I'm making some lists. I'm putting together the query package, and I'll probably work on that more today, but I do want to work on Thistle. That is the probably quite random update that you weren't expecting. I wasn't really expecting it. Oh, 14% battery. Not surprised. It's Monday, September 29th. I've done a little bit of writing since I last updated you. I did 800 words on Saturday. But I've been, yesterday I'm rereading Unicorn one more time for obvious reasons. I reread, gosh, I have so many Scrivener documents open. I reread 7 chapters yesterday. I was gonna do more, but like my eyes started glazing over. Like I wasn't really reading it at about chapter 8. I'm gonna try to finish that up today and tomorrow. There's only 18 chapters in the book, and that's pretty much all there is to say, because that's all I did. Other than I'm having fun with the beginning of Thistle too, because I have made it very clear up until this point that these kids are kind of weird, right? And Eli is just kind of immune to it. Like, he recognizes it. He's like, yeah, weird. This is a little odd, but what are you gonna do? And we're now interacting with other people. And other people are looking at these kids like, what's happening, and they don't want to get close to them and stuff. And Eli's just kind of like, they're just a little weird. They're not that bad. Not as funny as this. It's actually not meant to be funny. But I can spin any of my plot lines into comedic, in Dying Starlight-ish situations where it's kind of funny. But no, it is kind of some serious scenes where Eli's going, I don't think I can let these kids alone with other people, because they clearly creep them out, and it's gonna be a whole different challenge of protecting them when we're around people that, theoretically we should be safe around. Never let a moment by where you could insert more angst. Wow, my battery's dying fast. I'm good. So yeah, the next couple days I'm just gonna be rereading through Unicorn, and once I finish that, we're gonna go back to drafting, mainly on October 1st. I can't believe it's October almost. But yeah, we got 3 months to the end of the year to finish Thistle. It's like 30 to 35K a month. That's not difficult. This is the only thing I'm going to be focusing on. I will probably not work on Wildcats until I'm done with this, because I have an actual deadline for this, and I'm querying Unicorn anyway. So we get to focus on this. Why am I so blue? It's the winter lighting. It's Wednesday, October 15th. I just got back from camping. I'm tired. I filled my coffee too full. I have this like maple cold foam stuff, which I never get. It's very good. So yeah, I went camping for like a week, so I didn't get anything done. I'm just now getting back into writing Thistle number 2. There's like a tracking canceled thing just sitting right in the middle of my screen, and it's really annoying me. And this is not a touch screen, so I can't like get rid of it. Stop. Oh, I got rid of it. Oh, now I'm like fuzzing in and out. That's really weird. This is a touch screen? I've had this for like 2 years. I'm so good at technology. Anyway. So I'm just getting back into Thistle. I wrote 400 words on it yesterday and 600 words on it 3 days ago, and that's all I'm at. I'm really slowly getting back into it. But it's finally starting to turn fall out, so we got the fall vibes going on, and for some reason that like ignites the nostalgia of writing for me. We have our little pumpkin. He's so cute. So yeah, I'm just trying to slowly get back into the writing. I'm kind of planning on doing a NaNoWriMo type challenge next month. Not any particular challenge, and NaNoWriMo went up in a dumpster fire. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's so much to Google. Have fun. So I still do kind of want to write 30,000 words this month, even though we're now halfway through the month. Don't worry about that. We'll get as close to 30K as we can. I'm not going to hold myself to it. Then next month I might try to write 50K on this one. I'm just really uncertain about this first part of the book. I think I've said that before. I'm slowly getting through it, and it's a little bit iffy. If I can just get through these chapters that I don't really know what I'm doing with them, therefore they will be slow to write. If I can do that this month so that I can like kind of take off with the stuff that I'm more confident about next month, that would be nice. Not gonna hold my breath, but it would be nice. For the Assassin Kickstarter, I am getting the proofs from Ingram. Finally. Got all the backer names in just finally, so it's taken a while. Got all the backer names in, getting those proofs. I'm looking into a different printer to do a slightly smaller print run than what I was planning on doing in the first place. And so I'm talking with them about getting a proof for that and like their options for leather covers and stuff like that, or fake leather covers and stuff like that. One of the things on the to-do list for the day is putting the rest of these up on my TikTok and Etsy so that my new fulfillment partner can go through with them, or you know, ship them out, and I can try to make sales and stuff like that. It's just weird looking at this book kind of because it looks so nice. And I feel I wrote this book, the writing and like creation of this special edition was very stressful, and like this book as a whole is like connected in my mind with both of my dogs dying. So like I don't always, I just kind of ignore this book sometimes. Like I'm really happy. It's selling a lot better on Amazon after that BookBub, but I'm thrilled. And obviously I want it to succeed, but as for like this specific special edition that was so stressful to make, and like there was some life stuff going on while I was trying to make it, I'm just like, I'm even thinking of doing another print run of these, but just sometimes I just don't look at it very often. Like with Under the Earth, I would just pick it up and look at it for a long time. And I think it's partially because this is now however many books in, but I just don't look at it very much. And now I'm looking at it because I gotta weigh it and put the weights in on TikTok and stuff, and I'm just looking at it like, this is a really nice book. It's just doing a real special edition where it even feels like heavy and well made, and just all the artwork and all the sprayed edges, and I'm like, this is just, it's a really great book, artistically wise, and as a book I think it's great. Obviously I wrote it, but just artistically, sometimes when I do pick it up I just look at it like, wow, like no wonder this was stressful to make, you know, like all of this. Speaking of which, I don't know if I've mentioned on here, now that I know how to do this, kind of like when I made that blanket, you know, all bets are off. Now I know how to do stuff like this. I think I'm going to, within the next year or so, I'm gonna do that for Under the Earth. Like, give it a proper special edition. Like, the special edition I have for it, it's nice. It's like baby author's first special edition, you know? Like, the leather design is just, it's nice, but it's not as, I don't think it's as good as this leather cover design. And I was going to take the base of it and make it a little more complex and whimsical and stuff like that, and do all this type of art for it with the reverse dust jacket and stuff, and all the sprayed edges and a stone binding and stuff. And I think I'm going to do that. You know, it's been a couple years since I did that Kickstarter, and I've always wanted to do more, you know, just particularly cute art. I need to make more drawings of just IMR, just being a cute, grumpy, fey dad with lore. I need that in my life. So I've been planning on doing that for a while, and I also just want to turn it into a proper special editions. Don't know when I'm going to do that. It might end up being, you know, if Unicorn gets an agent and we do the publishing route, I might do Under the Earth in the spring, because that's when I was going to do Unicorn. I don't know. I haven't decided. We'll see how it goes. I'm just talking. You know, this might be a next spring thing or like a 5-year from now thing. We'll see how it goes. I'm just really trying to focus on getting back into Thistle because I have a deadline for that for myself in order to publish when I want to publish next year. So I've told you all this already, but I haven't vlogged for like a week and a half or 2 weeks or something. So I'm like, what do I say? Okay, I think that's enough rambling. I might have to cut out like half of this because I'm sure I'm repeating myself. It's Monday, October 20th. Also, I forgot to show you guys in the last clip, when we went camping, we stayed on a river. And no, I didn't get footage because I'm bad at this. Sorry. There were all sorts of mussels in the river, and I got this really cool shell. Please focus, thank you. I don't know why there were so many mussels in a freshwater river, but I know there are freshwater mussels, I'm pretty sure. So, and this really pretty piece of driftwood. I like to collect trinkets. I also got a very cute acorn. We don't have acorns like this around here. We don't have white oak trees around here, really, in this specific area. So I think it's very cute with its little cap. So the writing did not happen for a while. Finally, on Saturday, I wrote a whole 300 words, and I was struggling on Thistle. It's still weird that I'm writing book 2, and that was not the easiest 300 words. I kept coming back and stopping after like 50 words, and coming back and stopping, and eventually gave up. But yesterday I wrote 1,000 words, and I was feeling much better about it. I was having trouble with the scene because, as I've said 18 times now, the first like third of this book I'm not very certain about, and so I'm not solid on the atmosphere either. We're meeting a character that I have to handle correctly because she's not a good person. But we don't want that to be outright apparent. But I also kind of want Eli to be a little bit like, I don't know about this. But because he's in a world full of monsters and is generally distrustful of people, I want it to be just kind of believable that he could just be paranoid. Point is, I want people to be suspicious of her, but I also want it to just be a suspicion for a while. And characters like that, it's either like, it's either they're super nice to the point of it would be too weird if they were actually kind of crazy, or it's pretty obvious that they're kind of crazy in how nice they are. And I want to try to strike a balance with that. I don't know if I can. We're gonna try. This is, of course, a rough draft. I've also added some new world building stuff in. I actually came up with it when I was camping. Camping helps with the ideas sometimes. Came up with an interesting little world building thing that, luckily for me, ties nicely into what I'm doing now. But this chapter is going to go a little slow. Either halfway through this chapter or at the end of this chapter, depends on how this conversation goes. We get to meet a character I've been excited to get Eli in with for a while, and so I'm looking forward to that part. And I'm still really iffy on a lot of things that need to happen while they're like in this village. And then after that, we will be on to like the sections of the book that I'm a little bit clearer on. We'll see. I really doubt I'm gonna write 30K this month. I would be surprised. We'll write what we write, and hopefully we'll get through this section. My friend's messaging me on Discord because I'm trying to convince her to play Hollow Knight, and it's not working. She doesn't like platforming, which, don't blame her. I like platforming, but I understand why people would not. God, Silksong is kicking my ass, guys. I don't have much to say. It's Wednesday, October 22nd, and I'm really enjoying Thistle. That's really all I have to say. I wrote 1,300 words on it yesterday. I got to write a scene that I've been excited about for a while because in the beginning of this book, Eli gets to reunite with his brother and his niece. So his niece spotted him. I was like, I know that guy. So I got to write that scene, but I actually get to write him reuniting with his brother now because it's not a book by me if there's not, like, you know, some cute brother stuff too. I'm just trucking along at some of the Kickstarter stuff, but I'm gonna be so honest, I'm just like very spacey. I have a list, which includes writing Thistle, going through a bunch of emails and messages that I've been neglecting. I have to email my printer about Assassin. I really need to clean up my computer files. I'm sure I won't do that today, but it's there. I have to finish the Shopify setup. I gotta do that. I'm being a bad business person. I need to finish that. I gotta format an ebook for a freelance thing I'm doing. I'm flipping through like a print formatted book that I did for a freelance thing. I gotta fix another ebook. We're 8,145 words into Thistle 2, which is not very much, but feels really impressive too, because we're now a solid way into the book. I'll try to get to 10K today. That would be fun. Hello, new day, same hoodie. It's Friday, October 24th. I did finally get to 10,000 words on Thistle, but I got to it yesterday. I wrote 1,300 words on Wednesday and 600 words yesterday. I'm just kind of slow. I don't know why. I'm enjoying myself, but I'm just kind of slow. I think it's still just because I'm not fully sure where I'm going with this first section. But I was chatting with my friend about it yesterday, and I had some good ideas for the end of book 3, so that's really, super helpful for me today. On Wednesday, I spent all day, well, sure felt like all day, but most of all day getting Shopify set up and getting it all integrated with TikTok Shop and getting it all integrated with Etsy and getting my fulfillment partner in there, and hopefully, as long as I don't breathe incorrectly, I did it right. It sure looks like it's working. What do we got? We got like 8 more days left in the month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 more days. Maybe I should just try to get to 20K words for the month. That's 10K more words. That's a little over 1,000 words a day. We'll see how I go. That would be a nice secondary goal because 30K is not happening. I'm getting the final proof from Ingram Spark for Assassin but hopefully completely finished. And I gotta read it one more time. And that's only gonna take a day. I can't believe it's almost November. It does not feel like October. It feels kinda autumn-y. I cannot believe it's almost November. I got stuff to do. I want to finish this book before the end of the year. It's Monday, October 27th. So guess who didn't get any writing done over the weekend because she was making a plushie design. I'm working on making a plushie design because I want to do a real special edition of Under the Earth. I've been wanting to make another plushie for a while. As much as I love this little guy, and I do. I still am so happy about how he just sits in your hand. As much as I love this guy, I had a rather bad experience with trying to get him made before I actually found a good manufacturer, and that, like my current manufacturer's experience, was great. Like by the time I got this done, I don't care. Just does it look good? Yeah, it's fine. Great. Whatever. By the time I was done with this thing, I didn't find as much joy in it as I would like to. And now that I have a good manufacturer, hopefully I can make a plushie and not have it just drain the life out of me. I'll tell you guys about it one day, but that's still ongoing. Some of the issues that I had a year and a half ago when I started making this 2 years ago are still ongoing. So when they're not ongoing, I'll let you know. Anyway, manufacturer I ended up with for this guy. Lovely. I think I'm just gonna make a vlog separately and talk about the plushie because the Kickstarter is still up in the air. The special edition is still up in the air. This is just me making some doodles, and I'm gonna talk to my manufacturer and say, is this even feasible? And what would it cost? If it happens, it happens. Just like literally everything else. See, that's all I have to say. I have no updates on writing because I got really distracted. Let me check my email. I have no updates on querying. I've gotten some rejections, but most people haven't responded yet because it's only been a couple weeks. Probably won't write another 10K in 5 days. I doubt it. Because I still have to, I have to proofread Assassin one more time still. And with that, I'll get off this vlog and start a vlog for the plushie just in case it actually goes all the way through the process. And I'll talk about the process of getting the plushie made a little bit more. If you have any questions about that, you can leave it in the comments of this vlog so I'll know to or I'll try to remember to answer them in a different vlog. So if you have any questions about how to do this, I do have something to tell you. I am having a hell of a time with Shopify, and not in a good way. Theoretically, Shopify is really great. Theoretically, it won't connect to TikTok. Actually, no, it will. It connects. I was trying to list my 2 editions of the Sea at the End of Everything, and then my hardcovers of The Wind in the Wild, my special editions of The Wind in the Wild. It links the Sea at the End of Everything perfectly. Doesn't link The Wind in the Wild. I have no idea. It actually links it, but it says the stock is 0, even though on Shopify I have the stock numbers listed. And I spent hours and hours and hours, again, after I last talked to you guys about this, trying to figure this out and doing different things, being well, maybe if I make the listing manually in Shopify instead of importing it from TikTok, that'll work. I'll try importing it from Etsy because I have it listed on Etsy too. Maybe that'll work. Nothing worked. And I talked to support twice in one day, and the second person was finally this has got to be a bug. I'm gonna give you a support ticket, give them 48 hours to get back to you. So they haven't got back to me yet. It's not been 48 hours. Point is, it's stupid and I'm annoyed. And so I emailed the lovely lady at Laguna who's doing my fulfillment, who has just been so helpful. She doesn't get paid to answer all my questions, really, and she's been very helpful. And I emailed her and I'm I know you have other authors who have used Etsy to do Shopify, because she's told me that's what happened. I'm what exactly are they doing? Because here's a link from Etsy that says I can't do it. Big shout out to Laguna. They're being really great and very helpful, but I don't know what I'm doing. Now I'm done. I'm gonna run out of battery and I need to do my other vlog. Is it just a little overcast out? Good grief. I guess that works for Halloween. It's Friday, October 31st. I didn't write. I didn't end up writing because I kind of 1 or 2 days ago gave up and said, yeah, I'm gonna try to do as many productivity things as I can get done in the last couple of days of the month, and we can start fresh on November 1st. I don't want to jinx this, but I think Shopify is all worked out. There's my books. There's The Wind in the Wild. It's there. So I gotta start doing this today. And that's gonna be really cringy because, let me tell you, I don't care for the sound of my own voice that much. I feel like that's a very common thing. But it's fine in vlogs because it's accompanying some amount of facial expressions, But when I do, it's very common to do voiceovers showing off the book and talking about it and pitching it. It's a very common way to do it. I hate voiceovers even more. I sound lifeless to me. Even when I'm trying to sound excited and salesy, I sound very dry. And I'm not trying to. And like I said, I think because there's no expression accompanying the voice, it just makes it so much worse. I don't know if it sounds like that to anybody else, but it does to me. And so making those videos makes me go. But you know what's better? Selling books. I'll get over it and I'll do it. I'll just complain about it the whole way to you guys. So I only wrote about 10,000 words this month, and I'm not going to complain about it considering I was out of town for a week and had a bunch of other things I've been doing. And that this is the start of a new book. But I'm excited to jump back into it, and hopefully we won't have any more crises in the next vlog about Shopify and such. Silksong update, if anybody cares. I'm not done with it still. I got one ending, the base game ending. That's not the right one. My Steam playtime and my actual game playtime say 2 slightly different things, but Steam says I've been going at Silksong for 77 hours. I don't know what percentage I'm at yet. I still have a lot of stuff to do. Also, my controller inexplicably broke. I don't know if I told you guys, but I got a new one. So it's gonna be nice to go in the right direction when I use the joystick. That'll be great. So with that, I'm going to wrap up this vlog. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, giving it a thumbs up and a subscribe really helps out my channel. All the links are in the description, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!